Hey there storytellers, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can see, is going to be another recommendations video. Some of you out there want to enjoy fall and get those autumn vibes going when you're reading, but maybe you don't like spooky stories. For whatever reason, they're not for everybody. You know, sometimes they're too scary, sometimes it's just something that's not in people's taste. But nevertheless, I thought I'd share some recommendations for other books that give me perfect autumn vibes without being too spooky. The first is one I have talked about quite a bit on this channel recently, and that is Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. Ace of Shades follows En Salta as she travels to the city of Sin to find her missing mother. There she encounters Levi Glacier, and they get entangled in different mafia plots throughout the city while trying to find En's mother. This one gives me autumn vibes because even though it's set in a sort of fictional Atlantic city, and even though there's not really anything that alludes to it being fall in the city, it definitely has a dark sort of atmospheric quality. It is sort of lush and rich and gaudy and just sort of opulent in the tackiest way possible. But something about that, coupled with their sort of magical abilities, their blood talents and split talents, helps make the fantasy feel very fall-esque, and that might just be because I'm one of those people that likes to read fantasies in the fall. My next recommendation is Caraval, or any of the Caraval world novels. I don't have the physical copy of Caraval, so I'm holding the sequel, Legendary, but the initial story, Caraval, follows a girl named Scarlet as she gets sucked into the fantasy world / game of Caraval, looking for her sister Donatella, who has been kidnapped by the game maker, whose name is in fact Legend. Legendary here focuses more on Donatella after the events of the first book, but it picks up in a second game of Caraval, and this time there are different stakes, but I recommend any of the series. I know a lot of people don't particularly feel attached to Caraval. I've heard from others who have read all of them that didn't love Caraval, that you can probably start with Legendary and read the last one, Finale, and sort of get more just Donatella's story, and they enjoy that better. So that's something to consider if you read the description of Caraval and it's not really for you. This one is similar to Ace of Shades in the sense that there is a potentially deadly but magical game being played where the stakes are incredibly high and the characters need to either outsmart the game or play to win. I really recommend this trilogy. I happen to really love the first one, Caraval. It reminded me of The Night Circus, so if you enjoy that book, it's definitely one that sort of hits those vibes for me. But as you can tell, I love The Night Circus, I love Caraval, I love Ace of Shades. I do enjoy those books that have that sort of high-stakes, deadly game. Coming in third is another fantasy. It is called Warriors Within. It is book 1 of the Fianna Cycle, and it is by Janine DiTilio Camerata. The story follows Michaela Summers, who is a modern-day NYPD officer who gets sucked into the world of Celtic Ireland to help her counterpart of sorts, Maeka Ruath Macart. I think I said that right. Maeka is on a journey to become the leader of an all-male band of warriors, as well as save her father, the High King of Ireland, to whom she is the heir. Michaela's role is to act as a sort of guide to her ancient counterpart, including teaching her modern-day martial arts to help on her journey in the Cave of Warriors. If you like different kinds of mythology and lore, this is a book for you. It is steeped in Celtic lore. It's a really good read. I read it a long time ago, and that's why I sound a little bit unsure as I'm trying to recount the plot, because it's been a while, so I think I might give this a reread myself. It's also a really great girl power novel. It puts the two main women in positions of power in which they are respected by male peers as women who are strong and smart and independent. I find in a lot of fantasies there might be a women character put in a position of power, but it almost seems like the males are written in a way that still manages to overshadow the women. It just sort of doesn't seem to accomplish whatever it's trying to do, and I don't find that is the issue with this story. It is very much a female power driven story, which I think a lot of girls really can benefit from reading. The next book or books I'm going to be recommending do sort of border on the spooky side, but that is only because they are a YA mystery series, and that is the truly Devious series by Maureen Johnson. These novels follow Stevie Bell, who is a modern-day student at Ellingham Academy, who is there to study true crime, in particular the crime that happened at Ellingham itself, involving the school's founder, his wife, and his daughter. While Stevie both works to solve the Ellingham case, she's also working to solve modern day repeats, essentially, of the Ellingham case. The closer she gets to answers in the cold case of many years prior, the more she gets entangled in what is going on in her current present day situation. And I really think it blends the two together very well, because while you're reading Stevie's perspective on the one hand, you have the dual timeline perspective of what was happening at the time that the Ellingham case occurred. In a lot of ways, it actually reminds me of the episode of BBC's Sherlock, the Christmas special they did, The Abominable Bride, where Sherlock is sort of solving a modern day case by solving a case from the past. So if you watch BBC's Sherlock and you liked that episode, then I think you'll really enjoy this story, because it accomplishes that same kind of solving a past case to solve a present one. Obviously, because it's a mystery, it does have a little bit of that spooky element that the other ones don't really have. It's not like reading a ghost story where everything about the atmosphere is really creepy and there's not really any light moments. This book doesn't have that, so it doesn't have that creepy, overwhelming intensity. It just does have those moments because it is a mystery. So this one might not be for everyone either. If mysteries are too much for you, then this one probably will be also. But if mysteries aren't too much for you, if they're just that right amount of spooky but not too spooky, then I highly recommend this one. Last but not least is a short contemporary graphic novel, Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. The story follows Deja and Josie on their last night at the pumpkin patch that they're working at every season throughout high school. It's their senior year, so they're moving on. Josie is obsessed with trying to talk to his dream girl, and he feels like he's got to do everything by the book, be the perfect employee, be the perfect guy to talk to. And Deja's very much live in the moment, enjoy our last night together. Let's do everything we didn't get to do because we worked the whole time. Let's go explore the pumpkin patch and really enjoy all of the fun activities it has to offer. This book is really perfectly just cute autumn vibes. It's a great little story about friendship and sort of learning to appreciate what's right in front of you instead of chasing something that may or may not be what you imagined it to be the entire time you're trying to chase it. The artwork by Faith Erin Hicks is just really, it's what it feels like to me to be in a pumpkin patch or an orchard, just those perfect fall vibes. It's just something that's a really adorable read. I'm definitely going to be giving it a reread this season because it just gives me cute little fall vibes that I just really enjoy. I think it's definitely worth it for anyone if you just want a little dosage of cute fall vibes. So that is it for my recommendations for autumn reads that aren't too spooky, most of which I would say aren't at all. Just that Truly Devious series might be bordering on a little too spooky for some people if mysteries aren't your thing. If you have any non-spooky autumn reads to share, let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please also let me know by leaving a like down below. And if you want to keep up with me and all of my bookish adventures, you can go ahead and click the subscribe button. And you should definitely, like I said, ring that little bell so that you don't miss a single second of Vlogoween. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!